Hello, welcome to you all, my dear doctor friends. The topic for today is the most live and enthralling topic, the pandemic influenza, popularly known as swine flu. But remember, this has got not much of a connection with the swine or the pigs, and pigs need not have to act as an intermediary for the swine flu infection. So the terminology of swine flu has been rewritten and accepted internationally as novel influenza A or pandemic influenza or H1N1V. V here stands for the variant of the seasonal influenza virus H1N1. We will see this presentation in the light of the current knowledge and the global scenario with particular emphasis on what is happening in our country. As usual, this presentation is available on our website www.drsharma.in. In fact, a more comprehensive presentation is posted on the web, and here, for the purpose of limitation of the time, I have condensed the presentation to somewhat lesser extent. Now look here on the left hand side, we see this, the spherical one is the diagrammatic representation of the H1N1V virus. You can see two spicules like thing, one spine like thing and one drum like thing. You can see on the top of it, and there are inside 8 springs. What these mean we will see in our subsequent slides when I present about the details of the virus. As we all know, the human flu or human influenza is having several types of viruses which cause influenza. The most important one is the influenza A, also called the seasonal influenza. It is very common, more severe infections it causes. There are several subtypes of influenza A, and it is responsible for the epidemics and pandemics all the world over till date, including the present one, which is of course a variant of influenza A. It is associated with increased mortality compared to the other two types of influenza, and it has got, this virus has got high mutagenicity. It changes its structure very often. Of course, we have influenza B, which is less severe, less frequent, and of course there are no subtypes of influenza B unlike influenza A. It is faithfully a human virus. It does not cause disease in any of the other species other than human beings. Influenza C is a third virus which causes milder illness. It is comparatively rare. There are no subtypes. There are no fatalities associated with influenza C, and it causes very mild illness, particularly in children. In a nutshell, there are 3 influenza viruses, of which most important one, the one of seasonal influenza, is influenza A virus. And today we have got a variant of this influenza A which is causing the present pandemic. One important discrimination that we all need to remember when we look at the flu patients is that not to confuse the influenza with common cold. Common cold is an upper respiratory catarrh. It does not affect the lower respiratory tract. It does not produce much of constitutional symptoms except some myalgia. There is more of rhinitis, there is more of rhinorrhea, and this is caused by a virus called the coryza virus, and this is not the flu virus. So basically, common cold is very different, and it is not associated with any mortality or morbidity. So influenza is of course associated with mortality and some amount of morbidity too. So these are the basic types of influenza viruses. Let's go to the next slide. Look here. On the left hand side, we have a diagrammatic representation of the influenza A virus. Even the current epidemic influenza A variant also looks almost similar. It has got the sharp spine like things and the club like things. 2 types of projections you can see here, multiple projections are there. So these club like things are the HA antigens, also known as the hemagglutinin antigens, and the spine ones are called the neuraminidase. The neuraminidase are N antigens. So each influenza virus has got the hemagglutinin antigen and the neuraminidase antigen. Depending on the type of the hemagglutinin and the neuraminidase, it can be named as H1N1 or H2N2 or H1N2 and like that. Now, what is the role of these two antigens? Precisely, hemagglutinin antigen is required for the attachment of the virus onto the cell surface. By virtue of the hemagglutinin antigen, the virus gets attached to the respiratory mucous membrane cells, and then it gains entry into the inside part of the cell, and where the virus gets replicated and multiplies. Once the new virions are developed, they come onto the surface, but in order the virions to get detached from the surface of the cell and then reinfect newer cells, they require the help of this neuraminidase enzyme. This neuraminidase receptor is the one which causes the detachment of the viral particles, so much so the spread of the virus to other non-infected cells continues. Precisely, hemagglutination is for attachment, neuraminidase is for detachment. Influenza A virus, of course, belongs to the Orthomyxoviridae family. It is, remember, it is an RNA virus, single-stranded RNA virus. RNA viruses are known for their mutagenicity. They don't require DNA polymerase. They are not treatable by polymerase inhibitors. And there are 8 proteins, as you can see here. These coded lines like thing, 8 lines are there. There are 8 proteins. This 8 proteins containing virus is now causing havoc to the human beings who contain more than 1 million proteins in their body. As I told you, there are several H antigens and several N antigens. Depending on the H antigens types, they are classified into 16 types. N antigens, there are 9 types. So, the combination of H and N will have 16 into 9, 144 subtypes are possible in influenza A. Luckily, only 3 types of these infect humans. They are H1N1, H2N2 and H3N2. The other combinations are non-pathogenic to human beings. The avian flu, which threatened to become a great scourge for mankind around 2 years ago, is having the composition H5N1. Remember, avian influenza virus is highly virulent compared to the present pandemic virus, but it does not have the capability of transmission from one human being to another without the intermediary of an infected bird. That is the reason avian influenza pandemic did not occur. Once all the infected birds were culled and then destroyed, avian influenza has not been able to spread to other human beings by direct transmission from man to man. The swine influenza virus, so-called swine influenza, which is a misnomer, is again H1N1 virus, which is nothing but the influenza A seasonal virus with some modification. The pandemic virus is labeled as H1N1V, V here standing for the variant. So, this virus is given the name based on certain criteria. The first letter A tells us whether it is influenza A virus or B virus or C virus. The second one tells the place of origin. Here it is from Fusey, that's what it is called fusion. And then this is the lab number called the strain number, followed by year of isolation of that particular virus and identification. And then of course the H and N composition, which is written down as H3N2 or H1N2 depending on what exactly the virus has. So, H stands for the hemagglutinin, N stands for the neuraminidase. That is how these viruses are named. And we have several pandemics over the years. H1N1 caused the deadly Spanish flu in 1918. H1N1V is the present pandemic of 2009. H2N2 caused the Asian flu in 1957. H3N2 is responsible for the Hong Kong flu in 1968. H5N1 is the current pandemic threat of bird influenza or avian influenza, which did not materialize because of lack of human to human transmission. H7N7 is an unusual zoonotic pathogen. H1N2 is endemic in humans as well as in pigs. So, these are several types of influenza viruses that have caused previous pandemics and the present pandemic. Let us look at the next slide. These are the electron micrograph photographs of the influenza virus. The electron microscopic photographs of influenza virus. On the left side we have got the present H1N1 pandemic virus, and on the 1918 H1N1 pandemic virus is on the right side. there is a slight difference in the structural arrangement, though the H and N are the same. The internal protein composition of the previous pandemic virus is different from the protein composition of the present pandemic virus. This H1N1 1918 pandemic virus is highly virulent and caused a very severe loss of people